Hey y'all, Princess Jasmine here, founder of the Modest Movement Ministry. And today I want to talk to you about your identity. Okay, I was watching a sermon like a couple weeks back, maybe a month ago. And after I finished and I started to study, I ran across Genesis 3, and the Spirit began to tell me how a lot of us are having an identity crisis. And this is what Eve actually had. Like the whole thing with her eating of the fruit that she was forbidden to eat was because she was having an identity crisis. And so we're going to take a look right here in Genesis 3, okay? Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said to the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye should not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. And here goes Satan suggesting and challenging what she should know. The serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Like, you won't instantly die, right? For God knows that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband. So really what I'm coming from is Genesis 3 and 6. Okay, so after Satan suggested something to her, like, well, you won't surely die. You know, God just knows you're going to be like him. And here's the thing, okay, if you turn back to Genesis 1 and 27, it tells us that God already made us in his likeness, that we didn't need to be more like God than we already were. Okay, we were already made holy and pure like him. And so when the enemy came around, he suggested something to Eve that she pretty much already had. She was already like God. Because he said, God knows that when you eat it, you'll be like him, knowing good and evil. Well, what Eve failed to realize is that she was already like God, as she remembered what God had told her. We're already like God, Satan. I don't need to be like God. You know, and that reminds me, it brought me to how a lot of us have that same identity crisis. You know, the enemy comes and he tempts us with something, or he suggests something, and it's like we already possess that what he is saying. It kind of like a lot of women, when they, a lot of women just start to reveal themselves these days because they feel like, well, maybe I should be more desired. Maybe if I show a little bit of cleavage, or if I wear this sundress with no panties on, then maybe I'll get more likes. You know, you go scrolling down social media and you see your girlfriend and she got like 200 likes because she turned, you know, around to show off her behind. And it's like the enemy suggests things to you. Like, well, why don't you show yourself? Why don't you reveal yourself? I mean, it's not going to hurt. I mean, she gets a lot of likes because she's wearing this really tight dress showing off her boobs. If you do a little bit of that, maybe you get the same attention. And you start to go on social media and you gaze. Like Eve did. She gazed at that tree and she saw that it was good for fruit. And she was near it. She was gazing at it like, wow, maybe he's right. It is more desirable. And so when you get online and you see women and they're doing what they're doing, they're showing off and they're flaunting and they're tossing and all of this, and you're like, wow, she is getting a lot of likes. She does have a lot more followers than I do because she's so beautiful. And you're just gazing like, wow, maybe I should always wear makeup every day. Maybe I should show a little bit of cleavage here, or a little bit of cleavage there. And there you go. You're eating of the fruit and you're eating of the forbidden things, and now you become a product of lust. And so that is what I want to talk about. It's an identity crisis. We are already made beautiful. We're already made perfect in his image, and the enemy comes around to tempt you and to tell you that you're not. But you are. Okay, go back and read Genesis 3. And so that is what I want to talk about today. Stay tuned to themodestmovement.com for more sermons and things, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Love you guys.